Before we get started with today's video, I just want to offer my deepest and sincerest condolences to the family, friends, and players of Warriors assistant head coach Dijon Milojevic. I apologize if I am butchering his name. He passed away earlier today in a truly tragic turn of events. Condolences to family and friends. It's tough, and there's no easy way to segue out of this, but I just wanted to offer my condolences. The Toronto Raptors have finally lit the last stick of dynamite and have fully blown up this entire team. As today they traded All-Star, All-NBA forward Pascal Siakam to the Indiana Pacers, and the New Orleans Pelicans got in there somehow. So this is the full breakdown of the trade. The Pacers gets Pascal Siakam and a 2024 second round pick from the Pelicans. The Raptors get Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, Kira Lewis Jr., three first round picks, two of them in 2024, one from the Pacers, and the other 2024 pick is going to be the worst of the Jazz, Clippers, Rockets, or Thunder's pick. I think right now it will be the Thunder's pick, and a 2026 first round pick via the Pacers. It's top four protected. Oh, the Pelicans get cash considerations. I think they were just in there just to do a salary dump off, so they stay under the tax. So thanks for coming, Pelicans. So with this trade, it was never a matter of if; it was just a matter of when. I'm kind of surprised they did it so quickly. I thought it would have gotten done closer to the trade deadline, but I guess they decided that enough was enough. This tells me that this was the best package they had on the table right now. Uh, it's not the best package. It's truly pennies on the dollars we're getting for Pascal Siakam, who is a All NBA, All Star caliber player. You don't even get a prospect from the Indiana Pacers. I mean, yeah, you get three first round picks, but every first round pick is not built the same. It's not like it's three unprotected first round picks. The Pacers project to be pretty good, so we're looking at worst case scenario 320, like 20 to 29 picks. I guess that's good. Two of these in a draft class that we traded out of basically to get Jakob Pertl. So all reports say that it's a weaker class. Keep in mind I am not a draft guy, so I have no idea if it's a weaker class or not, but I'm about to do no scouting, I'm gonna tell you that. I don't know. It's a sad day to be a Raptors fan because yeah, Chris Boucher is there, and we still love and appreciate you, Chris. But this was your last main piece from the 2019 championship team. Uh, you majority of them left for nothing. I mean, I consider Kyle leaving for nothing because we got Precious Achua and Goran Dragic. So um, we had Danny Green leaving for nothing, Kawhi leaving for nothing, Kyle leaving for nothing, Fred leaving for nothing. Am I missing anybody? We finally wised up and was like, oh, we should probably get assets for these players. And, you know, we traded OG, we traded Siakam in moves that came, I want to say, 2 years, not I want to say, a year too late. Because basically the front office kind of shot themselves in the foot and was surprised they couldn't walk anymore. From last season when I think when shit started to hit the fan last season, we all kind of knew it was like, all right, where's this Siakam thing is going to go? He was going to head into his last year of his deal that he signed. I think right after the championship. I can't remember when he signed his contract, to be honest. But it's kind of rumblings from his camp. He said he wanted to resign because I think he was, if not eligible for the supermax, like wanted a max deal, and then the Raptors were just like, "No, brother, we are not signing you to that." And they actively brought down his value, saying, "Oh, we're not going to resign you. No, we don't want you. No, you know, get the fuck over there. Like, we're not coming back here." And it was really weird because as a franchise that struggles to not only get stars but retain stars, you have a star, maybe not a superstar top 10 player in the league, but a fringe top 30. No, definitely top 30 player in the league that actively wants to be on your team. and you're just like, fuck that guy, which makes no sense to me. But I digress. And it's what's weird to me is that if you don't want something, why would somebody else want something? And it got to this point where now he's been in trade talks since the season started. Um, Kings, like he was involved in talks with the Kings that when they went to Sacramento, I think we saw like reports like, oh yeah, like oh, Kings and Raptors are talking, and then like 2 hours, like yeah, trade talks have shut down because a front office is slightly annoying and tries to fleece everybody, and majority of the times it doesn't work, and people hang up the phone on you. And we couldn't get Keegan Murray. All right, cool. I can understand that. Keegan Murray was in his second year of his deal and up and coming. And, the Sacramento Kings unsure of a rental. How would that have worked with him and Sabonis? I get it. Pascal is going to a situation in Indiana where it's a thriving, I think one of the best offenses in the league and a lot of spacing around him. And even, Miles Turner is there. But Miles Turner can't stretch out the floor. And Pascal Siakam could really operate where he's not being double teamed all the time and could, on paper, get to the rack with ease. But my problem with the front office is how does this deal come together and you don't walk away with an Andrew Nemhard? I think it's Isaiah Jackson. Oh, their last lottery pick. Benedict Mathurin. At least one of those guys we don't get. No offense to Bruce Brown. Great role player. Excellent role player, actually. I like Jordan Nwora as a prospect. I don't know who Kira Lewis is. According to Basketball Reference, this season he's going to be an unrestricted free agent going into the season. He's averaging 3 points on 10, 30% from the field and 10% from three. Yeah, so get him off my team. However, considering all the factors working against him, the front office continuously bringing down his trade value, him going into the last year of his deal, not going into in his last year of his deal, halfway through it, is unsure if he's going to resign or not. Just the overall kind of, I want to say, fair around majority of the teams. Like they don't want to get into that second level of the tax apron. Through all of those outside circumstances, you're still able to trade Pascal Siakam for 3 first-round picks at the end of the day. It ain't the worst. It ain't the worst. Would we have gotten a better package if we traded him in the off season and even last year's trade deadline? Absolutely, 1,000%, 1 gajillion%. But we can't do anything about that. This is the package now, and I just want to say thank you for everything, Pascal. One of my favorite players. I've kind of started watching more like 2015, 2016, like the basic bitch I am. So I think when I'm now getting into it, that's when we drafted Pascal, and that's when the benchmark was a thing. And, the championship year, him taking that leap. And then 2020, him taking that other leap and being an all star. And then we're going into the bubble, and then he has a horrible performance in the bubble. Then going into Tampa, and he had a down season, which wasn't really a down season. And then he came back the season after that. We made the playoffs. He was an all star, all NBA again. And then last year, he was an all star. This year, fringe all star. Front courts in the East is pretty loaded. And yeah, he was just a great development story. Drafted, I think, 27th. And developed, went to the G League, won G League Finals MVP, came up, bench mob, most improved, two-time All Star, two-time All NBA, and to be treated like this by the front office for basically doing nothing. If he was a bust and the front office decided to treat him like that, I'll get it. He was a bum, but he wasn't a bum. Now, where does this lead the Toronto Raptors for the rest of the season? Well, we suck. We have some talent there. Obviously, Scotty. Obviously, IQ. obviously RJ, who's been playing very good for us. I was very critical of him, of the move. He's been playing pretty good for us. Can't really complain so far with his performance. We now have Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora. I say still a good rotation piece. There's a good scoring punch. I think we would trend more in the direction of selling. We have Dennis Schroeder, we have Gina McDaniels, um, pieces we can move out that should have some value. Where does this leave Gary Trent? I don't know. But I think this also set us up better for re-signing a lot of players. IQ is a free agent. We have to re-sign Gary Trent as well. It's been a tough year to be a Raptors fan. Coming into the season, we had no direction. We had tons of expiring contracts that we had to resign in the offseason. And, you know, new head coach, new culture, probably going into a new era of Toronto Raptors basketball. And now on January 17th, 2024, the Raptors have a direction. The head coach has been a little better. We still suck, but that's our direction. We're trying to rebuild more, and we have turned two expiring contracts in Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby into Emmanuel Quickly, into RJ Barrett, into Bruce Brown, into Jordan Nwora, into Kira Lewis Jr., who should be cut, into three first round picks and a very early second round pick. Not the best, but it's better than walking away with nothing, like we did with Fred. So I'll take it.